Hi everyone, this is Jeanette with mountainmisters.com. Thank you for stopping in today. We're going to be doing a quick video on this little card right here. This was cased from our Occasions catalog. That is our current promotion that is going on right now. And what the Occasions is a promotion that if you spend $50 before shipping and handling and taxes, you will get some free product from this celebration catalog. It is also a good time if you want to join Stampin' Up! And become a Stampin' Up! Demo. You are able to get $125 worth of product for $99 plus tax. And while this promotion is going on until May 31st, you actually get 2 additional stamp sets, which is really a good deal because you can get stamp sets or bundles that are up to $40 a bundle, and you've increased your inventory by $80 or so. So if you're thinking about becoming a demonstrator, it really is a good time. If you need a demonstrator or you need someone that you would be interested in signing up under, I would appreciate it if you would give me that opportunity. So let's get started with our card for today. The card is on page 17 of the catalog, and it is this little stamp set right here that we're going to work on. And it is, let me see if I can get it so there's no glare. It is this little stamp set right here. It's called Little Cuties, and it is a photopolymer, which means that it's clear. And the images that we are going to work with today are this little rocking horse and the rocker. So let's go ahead and get started. So some of the product that we are going to be using today is, of course, the stamp set. I'm also going to be using another stamp set, these little sprinkles here from this stamp set, which is called Painter's Palette, that's in our regular catalog. You are going to need some ink, and I used soft suede and Pool Party. You're going to need a block, of course, so you can stamp. You're going to need a bone folder, some dimensionals. I'm also going to be using the watercolor pencils that are in the Occasions catalog. We're going to be using this ribbon, which is a free product from the Celebration one, and it's a silver and glitter type, and it is a bundle with another one that's gold, and it's right here on page 11. And again, this is a free product that you can get. We're also going to be using some mini glue dots, and we're going to be using this little stapler. This little stapler is retired, and if you can get your hands on one now before they go away, get one. They are wonderful because they have a long area where you can get in, and you're not limited to right on the edges. You can get that far in. The staples you can get off of Amazon because they are no longer selling the staples through Stampin' Up! But it is a wonderful, wonderful little stapler if you're so inclined to do that. And the other thing that we are going to be working with today is the Hampton Arts Stamp Perfect. So without further ado, let's get started. Your card base, I'll put the card right here where we can kind of see it. The card base is crumb cake, and you need a piece that is 5.5 by 8.5, and the second layer is Pool Party, and it's at 4.5 by 5 3/8. Then I have another piece that is the crumb cake that we're going to that is 4 7/8 by 5 1/8, and we are going to emboss it with this embossing folder, and it's called Seaside. It looks really cool. It makes it look like a wood grain, and I've already gone ahead and I've embossed that for us, and this is what it looks like when it's done. Then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White. This is just a scrap to do the stamping of the little rocking horse. And then another piece of Pool Party that we're going to use that is this part right here, and we are going to be cutting it out with the lots of labels, framelits. And to cut the pool party one, we're going to be using the last one right here. And to cut, after we stamp on this one, we're going to be using the second one. So let's go ahead and we'll get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we'll start by folding our cardstock. And so basically what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to fold it in half. See if I can do this without getting my head in the way. You can either fold it like this or you can score it on the scoreboard. I'm just going to do it like this for right now. And then to get a nice crisp crease on this, we're going to want to use our bone folder and just run that right there. The next thing that we're going to want to do is add our pool party. And to do that, I am going to use some, excuse me, I'm going to use some multi-purpose glue. Let me get this down just a little more if I can. Okay, that's better. Some multi-purpose glue. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to adhere this around the edges. We'll adhere this around the edges if I can get this to come out. I had an accident with it earlier and it just kind of plooped all over the place for me. Okay, like kind of like what it's doing right there, but we're just going to, we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere it to the card base, leaving it like 1/8 of an inch border. And let me get this right here. And the nice thing about the adhesive, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room if you don't get it even right away. Which I'm not. Okay. Okay, I'm okay with that right there, like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and adhere our piece that we have embossed. And get this off of here. You can do it on either side, the debossed or the embossed. I'm going to lay the debossed side down because I want it to stick up a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and get that on here. Cover my glue. Make sure you get to the corners so this doesn't lift off. So you don't want it coming up on you. And because it is embossed, it's going to be a little harder. It's not going to want to stick down as easily as if it wasn't. So then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to adhere that to right here. Just kind of centering it and putting it down. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we'll set this aside and we'll set this aside and we're going to bring in this and we'll bring in the stamp press. And what you're going to want to do next is I've got my stamps stuck to the cover here, so let me just remove them. And then I have just a little piece of paper that I cut there. And then you're going to want to set this down in this corner. And you're going to want to put your magnets here. Sorry about the phone. Okay, and then I'm going to take, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the rocker just because it's easier to line up the horse's legs once you get the rocker in there. So I'm just going to place that here and leave yourself enough room so that you can use the framelit to cut around it. And the rocking horse is just a little bit bigger than what the framelit is. And so I'm also going to stick my sentiment up there because we're going to go ahead and we'll do that later. So then I'm going to close my lid because that's where I'm going to want it. And then when I pick up my lid, the stamp is going to pick up on the stamp press. And so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my ink, and I'm going to take the soft suede. Move this down a little bit so we can, let me see if I can get this over here so we can see just a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to move this over here, and then I'm just going to ink up the bottom of the rockers. And if you get any ink on the board part, it's okay because it won't transfer to your paper. But I really don't like to take any chances, so I have a baby wipe that I'm going to get right now, and I'm going to wipe it off from around the edge of the acrylic plate that it did transfer onto. Just, I don't want to take any chances. So then I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and I'm going to press. And I'm going to press pretty good. And when we lift this up, the paper might stick a little bit to there, but you've got a pretty good impression of the rockers. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to put my horse down, and I'm going to line him up first the way I want him to be. And I might get my head in here for just a bit, I'm sorry, but I think that looks okay right there. So then I'm going to put this down again, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll put the ink on my little horse now. And again, we're just going to take the pad and touch it to the horse like that. And that looks pretty good. We'll give it a try. And then we're going to come back over, flip this over, and I'm going to make sure my paper didn't slide. Put it back in the corner because it looks like it slid a little bit. Okay, and here we go. Let's try this now. It's a little bit higher. And then I'm just going to press down and give it a press pretty good. And lift up and see. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So then I'm going to take this little stamp off of here, and I'm going to set it off to the side. I'll clean it later. And then over here I have my little phrase, and I know I'm going to have room on this, so I'm going to put it up here. Now I think I'll just do it on a piece of scrap. I don't want to take any chance on messing this up now. So we'll go ahead and we'll cut the little image out first, looks like. And like I said, it cut off a little bit of his ears, but I'm okay with that. So the next thing we're going to do is we'll go ahead and we'll color in our little horse now. And to do that, I am going to use the watercolor pencils. Zoom in here. Okay. And to do this, you will need, the colors that I used were Early Espresso, I used Old Olive, and I used Pacific Point. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color in this first, the Pacific Point. And you don't have to do a whole bunch because the blender pen will transfer and spread your color for you. So just get him colored in there. And then down here. And then the next thing I did was I took the Old Olive and I colored in down here on the rails of the rocking part. Like this. And I'll do this part here. Okay. And I'm going to do a little bit on the bottom of the plate here. If any of you have never worked with any of the Stampin' Up! Products, they're really awesome. Everything that you want to do with them, all the products coordinate, and so it's so easy if you buy the the paper packs and the inks. You don't have to worry about sifting through and say, oh, how am I going to figure out what to match this with, what to put with it, because it makes it so easy. It's wonderful. Okay. On the hoofs, I am going to color them in darker because I'm just going to use this one color for the horse. And so I'm going to color in the hooves kind of dark, so when it blends, it'll be a darker tone. And I'm going to do that on all 4 of them. And then on the mane, on the tail, well, the tail part, I'm just going to come and do some dark lines like this and like this. And the same thing on the mane. I'm just going to do some dark lines. Actually, I'm going to color this in a little bit darker. And down here. And then when I color in with the blending pen, I'll go ahead and I'll make it a little darker. And then on the horse, I'm just going to lightly color in like this, because I don't want it very dark. And when you use the blender pen, it'll smooth it out and you won't see the lines. So it makes it really, really nice. Let me kind of straighten up here. I'm working around the camera, so it's kind of hard. Okay, and then we'll get up in here. Don't forget his ear. Not much of that ear, but it's there. Then we'll get this one. And I'm just going to lightly color in right here. Like this and this, his bottom end. Rear end. Get it down like this. And just kind of color. And his last little leg. And then, I forgot his tail. Blend the colors in on his tail. And then we're just going to take the blending pen. And these are, I think, like $10, but you get 2 pens in the pack. And you can use them for everything. You can use them to color with the ink pads or with this. But the thing that you want to do is make sure that you get a piece of paper and you clean it off. You don't want to get any other color from anything else that you've done transferred onto it. And then you're just gonna blend. Trying to keep my hand out of the way so you can see a little bit better. You're just going to blend like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off, and I'm going to do the blue on the horse's bridle and his little saddle. See, it just spreads it. These watercolor pencils are fantastic. I'm hoping that they're going to come out with more of them because they're wonderful. Okay, now we're going to do the little horse itself. Making sure I clean up the pen. I'm going to start with the lighter areas first, and you're just going to blend. Okay, get his ear, his other ear. I'm going to come down on his neck, and I did pick up a little bit of the blue there, but I'm okay with that. Get his other leg. Get in the saddle part, up in here. You can see how it just smooths it around, and it might lighten up a little bit as it dries. Okay. And now I can move into the darker areas here, and you can see how it just makes the darker areas stand out more. Do his little hooves. Come back here. And I'm okay with the darker shades that are moving in on his little feet. And then I'm going to come and blend this tail in. And basically, that's it. Okay. So then I'm going to clean off my pen so it'll be clean real quick for the next one. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some adhesives, some dimensionals, and I'm going to apply them to the back end of the horse itself. Oh my God. Like this, and I'm going to put one in the middle so it won't sag. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to center it on here. I'm going to peel the backings off the dimensionals. If any of you are interested in getting the catalogs, just leave me a message either on YouTube or on my blog, and I'll be more than happy to go ahead and get you the catalogs. The products that are in the celebration one right now, they are actually going to change in February the 21st, I believe. I'm not sure what's going to be in there next. Kind of looking forward to seeing, so I don't know if they'll carry over what is already in there or if it's going to be new product, because this is my first celebration with Stampin' Up. I only became a demonstrator in June, so I'm not really sure what they're going to do. Okay, so then we've done that. And we can go ahead and we can so the next thing I'm going to do is attach the ribbon. And again, this is the silver ribbon from the celebration. And I'm just going to take a few inches of it. Let me get me some scissors that actually cut good. And I'm just going to take and cut me a couple of pieces so you can trim the edges off. And I'm going to fold them. Actually, I probably should have done that before I put that in, but I think I might be able to sneak the stapler in. And actually, that turned out pretty good. So I'm going to take that. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick it there. But what I'm going to do to make it a little easier on myself is I'm going to attach the ribbon to the card first with a glue dot. Just so it'll make it easier to get that staple in there. It won't shift on me. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick that right there. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my stapler and I'm going to go through here and staple. And then I'm going to do that with the other end. If I can get the cellophane off my fingers, it doesn't want to come off. Hold on a second. It's being a little bit stubborn. And I'm going to take a glue dot to this one too. And I'm going to put it over here. And then we'll attach that to right here. And spread it a little bit. And then get that staple. Staple it down. And there's that part. And then you're going to need a doily. These are in, the doilies are in our big Stampin' Up! Catalog. And I'm going to kind of center the doily on the back of here. I think I got more than one here. Maybe not. Feels like it. So then I'm just going to run just a little tiny bit of adhesive on the back of here. Just put it like that. And then I'm going to center him on there. I think it looks okay right there. And then I'm going to run a bead of the adhesive, the liquid adhesive back here. I'm just going to stick it to the doily itself. And then we will go ahead and stick it to the card. And I think I'm just gonna kind of place it right there. Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. I'm just sad I don't have any babies. All my grandchildren are bigger, so I don't have no babies. It's kind of sad. So next we will stamp the sentiment. And let me find a piece of scrap paper to do that. So I left that over here. So, and I'm going to stamp it with I'm just going to use a small block. Use this block right here. I'm going to move this aside. And we'll go ahead and ink it up again with a soft suede. And I'm just gonna kind of put it right there. Put it right there. Okay. Close up my ink pad. And then on the framelits, on the lots of labels, I went ahead and I used the smallest label to cut that. Teeny tiny one, the very first one. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that out real quick. I'll be right back again. This one dimensional will fit on there perfectly. Kind of tiny. So I'll put that on there like that. And then one other thing that I did that you can or you don't have to do, I don't know if you can see it, but I went ahead and I took this stamp right here from the painter's palette, and I lightly we'll do it here even though I've already got this adhered to this. I took it, and you'll want some scrap paper again. I'm going to use my little notes, and then just stamp it, ink it and stamp it, and then just kind of randomly put it on there like that. And I did that a couple of times, kind of rotating your stamp so you get a different look. And then I also did it, you can do it with both colors, or you can do it with the one, but because we did use Pool Party, I'm going to go ahead and put some Pool Party in there, and I'm just going to clean my stamp with a baby wipe and make sure it's off. And then once again I stamped off and just added randomly like that. Okay, sorry. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the little Rockabye Baby right here, just like that. And this card is done. This is the one we just did, and this is the one from earlier. I hope you'll give this a try. I hope you liked it well enough to try it, and I hope that you will enjoy looking through the celebration catalog and the occasions catalog. Once again, if you need a demonstrator, I would love to have the opportunity to do that. And if you're interested in becoming a demo, let me know and I will explain exactly what that entails. And thank you for visiting me today. Visit my blog at mountainmisters.com. Just really quickly to let everybody know that I am going to be holding a drawing when I hit 500 subscribers. I'm about 150 away from that. But once I hit 500 subscribers, we will be doing a drawing from for one of the products from the celebration catalog. I'm not sure which one it'll be yet, but it will be one of the free products from here. So keep visiting back, subscribe, and then you'll know exactly when I post a new YouTube video, and that way you can keep track and enter for my drawing. Thanks again, and have a good day. Bye.